It's such a blessing how your story and getting us out there could just refill some of the stuff that's lost at this church.
Now at 5, RTV6 working for you and getting results. Our story triggers thanks and a generous surprise donation from the local police to a church congregation trying to recover from a devastating fire just before Christmas.
A Greene County woman is out $30,000. The contractor she hired to fix her home is now charged with a crime. I'm Call 6 Investigates. Kara Kenny will tell you how to protect yourself.
It's the end of the road for blue Indy cars. We'll tell you why the company is leaving Indianapolis.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Here at 5, let's get right to breaking news we're following in Randolph County. A police officer has been injured by an active shooter. We are told this all started around 3:30 this afternoon in the town of Lynn after police responded to a home on West Church Street for a domestic violence call. State police say the injured officer may have been hit by shrapnel by a person shooting at their vehicles. We know that officer was rushed to a hospital in a helicopter, but we do not know that officer's condition or identity yet. SWAT is on the scene, and people in that area are being told to stay indoors. This is a very active and developing situation, and we will update as information comes in here.
It's such a blessing how your story and getting us out there could just refill some of the stuff that's lost at this church.
New tonight, a Christmas miracle. After seeing our story on RTV6 about a devastating fire that ravaged a Southwest Side church and destroyed gifts for local families, the Fraternal Order of Police steps up to help the church congregation and those it serves. So many people reached out to us here at RTV6 after our story aired last night looking for ways to help. We were able to connect that outpouring of support to those who need it, and we were there when the Indianapolis FOP delivered a very generous donation to the Church of Lord Jesus Christ. It is the silver lining in the midst of a tragedy, the way goodwill rises to the surface during times of need, the way community comes together to help.
And just our prayers are answered, you know, and it's just a blessing that somebody would have the heart to do this much for our church in this time of need.
This truck rolled up in front of the Church of Lord Jesus Christ, loaded with blessings.
Stephanie here, she's a friend of ours. We interact with her in Channel 6 a lot. We saw the story about what happened here. We're really sorry for your loss and everything that you guys are going through.
RTV6 and our Stephanie Wade, who brought you the original report on this week's church fire, was there as the Fraternal Order of Police and the Midwest Food Bank surprised the church with 100 boxes of food that will provide 400 meals for the neighborhood and a $1,000 donation to replace the presents lost in the fire early Thursday morning.
So we want to help replace those Christmas presents for all the kids here in the neighborhoods, all right? And then we know about the food pantry.
The fire left behind more than $100,000 worth of damage at the church on Capus Street, severely damaging the church's food pantry that served local families.
We're in a neighborhood that needs some help. We are, and the food pantry, the clothing we pass out, you know, the presents, all that means so much. And at this time of the year, to think that was going to be lost was just devastating.
Getting the word out about a call to action and bringing together the people who were moved to help with the people who needed that help is all helping keep the holiday a little brighter in this South Side neighborhood.
While you're on bended knee, we want to extend a helping hand to you. Help lift you up and remind you that there's hope.
It's such a blessing how your story and getting us out there could just refill some of the stuff that's lost at this church.
And it has been a tough few weeks for the Church of Lord Jesus Christ and its parishioners. That fire happened just weeks after the church lost their pastor, Chris Smith. He was shot and killed during his own bachelor party on November 29th at Jake's Pub on the South Side. New tonight, an administrator at Roncalli High School on the south side of Indianapolis is facing criminal charges following a reported incident with a student. The Marion County prosecutor announced today that 77-year-old Robert Tully is charged with battery resulting in bodily injury. He is the school's vice president for mission and ministry. He's accused of assaulting a 14-year-old male student in the cafeteria on December 6th. According to court documents, Tully became upset over spilled food. According to a statement from Roncalli and the Archdiocese Archdiocese of Indianapolis. They reported the incident to police and the Department of Child Services. They say the student did not require medical attention. Tully has been on administrative leave since December 6th and will remain on leave while the criminal proceedings continue. Prosecutors have dismissed charges against a Plainfield man who was accused of raping 2 students at Plainfield High School. Levi Stewart was accused of threatening, intimidating, and harassing more than one female student to engage in sexual activity with him. He was charged in September 2018 with 2 counts of rape by force or imminent threat of force. Well, just last week, Hendricks County prosecutors filed a motion to dismiss the charges. It is unclear why. Stewart's attorney declined to comment, and we've been unable to reach the prosecutor. A home improvement contractor is facing criminal charges tonight, accused of taking money and not finishing the work. A single mom says she's now out of her life savings because of this man. Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny headed to Greene County to find out how you can protect yourself.
Erica Hudson hired a contractor in May to put an addition on her Bloomfield home, as well as a 2-car garage. But as you can see, the work is still not finished. Erica Hudson is a single mother of 3 children. She had hoped to build an extra bedroom, laundry room, and garage onto her Bloomfield home. Records show she paid Cody Hall of COSAR Construction $30,000 of the $45,000 job. But she says aside from putting down some concrete, Cody never finished the job. She fired Cody and asked for her money back and never got it. Erica contacted law enforcement and Call 6 Investigates after we started asking questions. On November 19th, prosecutors charged Hall with theft and home improvement fraud. What are you hoping comes out of these criminal charges?
Well, number one, I hope no one hires him and gets the same response I got. If you're going to run a business, you need to provide the business and the stuff you said you can do for people. I think it was a scam from the get-go. I don't think he had any intentions on finishing my job. And I'd really like him to make it right. I mean, that was my money, and I really needed that money, and he took it, and I don't know what he did with it.
We knocked on Cody's door and left our card, and also left a message for his attorney. His next court date is January 6th. Erica Hudson wishes she had done more research and had put a contract in writing to better protect herself. Before you hire a contractor, make sure to get the contract in writing. Also, run the contractor's name through My Case to see if they have any criminal charges or civil lawsuits against them. Reporting in Greene County, Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And we have not yet received a response from Cody Hall or his attorney. The Secretary of State has dissolved Hall's company, COSAR Construction, this month due to failing to file a business entity report and pay a filing fee. Now to your Storm Team 6 forecast, and more snow will be disappearing as our steady and gradual warm-up continues. Good news for those who still need to get out and do a lot of shopping this weekend. Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is tracking what's ahead for you.
And Mark, an uneventful forecast. It is a quiet Friday. We've got a week here where conditions will be pretty quiet. No major storm systems, and we'll gradually turn up the warmth and keep melting the snow. We've got a little ways to go. New Pal's at 34, while it's 39 in Plainfield, 40 in Martinsville. Indianapolis officially hit 40 degrees today. Just want to show you down to the south. Without snow cover, temperatures would be easily in the mid-40s in central Indiana as well. Let's go beyond the Ohio River and get west of the Mississippi. Some of these temperatures slowly started to move our way on a light south wind over the next several days. But we've got to battle the snow cover. The faster the snow disappears, then the more momentum we'll get in our warming trend. For the evening hours, partly to mostly cloudy. Temperature will be down to 29 by 11 o'clock. We'll watch for patchy fog to form whenever the warmer air comes in over the colder ground. That condenses the moisture, and we get that fog. That'll be around first thing in the morning.
A major announcement from Blue Indy today. The company that you see here will be ending Indianapolis services in the spring. RTV6's Megan Sanctorum is working to find out what led to this decision and what comes next for the Blue Indy parking spots.
Blue Indy services will end on May 21st, and according to the company's website, it's because they didn't have enough activity here to be economically viable. The electric car sharing program came to the city about 4 years ago. It was a new mode of transportation designed for people living downtown or needing to make quick trips. But the company's time in Indy hasn't always been a smooth ride. The program has been criticized by some because it forced the city to remove many parking spots to make room room for Blue Indy cars and charging stations. Many of those spots were right in front of businesses. Some say they feel the city jumped into the program without looking at long-term projections or consequences. One business owner on College Avenue in South Broad Ripple says it's even had a negative impact on businesses because customers have had to find a new place to park.
They took 5 spaces, and that was one of the issues, we had. If they took like 2 and say, okay, if it works, we can add more, add, another one and then another one. But they took 5 spaces. That is a pretty much prime real estate right here.
A spokesperson for the city released a statement saying they will be working with community leaders to see if the Blue Indy infrastructure and charging stations can still be put to use after service stops. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
Well, those who purchased a Blue Indy membership will have their fees waived as of March 21st. Youth and student members will also receive refunds. A Speedway man is hoping to find the rightful owner of the old war patches he recently discovered. Gregory Sanders tells us he found these patches in a relative's house after they died, and he would like to get them back to the rightful owner. The patches are for Operation Iraqi Freedom, and the name on them is Vincent Kurt. There is also a Flags for Honor tag from 2015. It says Vincent Kurt was part of the 31st Fighter Wing from 2007 to 2011. Sanders says he has been trying to track down Kurt's family for the past year, but hasn't had much luck. However, he says he's not giving up because he would hope someone would do the same for him.
Of course, I would want it back. I would hope somebody would try to at least find a way to get it back to the people that it belongs to. And it just belongs to the family.
Sanders says he believes Vincent Kurt was friends with his nephew, and that's how his family may have acquired the patches. Sanders' nephew has since died. Ahead on the Now Indy at 5:30, we are less than 2 weeks away from the start of 2020. What are Governor Holcomb's priorities for the new year? He sits down for a candid chat with our Rafael Sanchez. But first, here at 5 o'clock, in the market for a car or maybe an iPhone or a laptop? Why buying used may not be such a bad thing so you don't waste your money.
And if you're in the market for some mild temperatures, you'll find that in the 7-day forecast. A little fog in the morning, sunshine 37 by noon. We'll finish your Saturday. Look at your hourly forecast for Sunday and beyond coming up.
At Papa John's.
Well, have you seen the cost of new cars lately, which now average about $30,000? What about a new iPhone, which can cost $1,000? Consumer reporter John Mattery shows us a great way to lower that cost so you don't waste your money.
We all love new stuff, especially around the holidays, but buying new can be costly. So when it comes to buying for yourself, we have a list of things you should buy used instead. Once those holiday season credit card bills start coming in, you may need to tighten the belt. So a new report from CNBC lists some things you should purchase used to save a small fortune. Number 1, cars, especially 3-year-old lease trade-ins that can be half the price of new. 2, baby items like jogging strollers and clothing. 3, refurbished phones and laptops. If you buy from Apple or Samsung, it'll be guaranteed good as new at 30% off. And 4, sporting goods and outdoor gear like tents and backpacks. So if your kid doesn't like the sport, you're not out thousands of dollars. But from the dozen that stink file, some items not to buy used. Unless it's factory refurbished, a used laptop is risky. It may have been dropped. You'll say, doesn't that stink? And for safety's sake, avoid used baby cribs, car seats, bike helmets, kitchen appliances like dishwashers and beds, as in bed bugs. Sure, if you're buying someone else a holiday gift, they probably would expect it to be new in the box. Just make sure they're okay with receiving a used item so you don't waste your money. Working for you, I'm John Matteries for RTV6.
Well, it is the final home game this weekend for the Colts, and according to their tradition, the final game is the Fan Appreciation Game. The team is also celebrating Blue Friday and fan appreciation with dozens of city workers today. The Colts van, along with mascot Blue, rolled into the Department of Public Works garage this morning, bringing some tasty treats and Colts Santa hats for the workers. There were a lot of opportunities for pictures and selfies with Blue.
Indianapolis Colts are a great community partner, and they always want to recognize the hard work of the men and women of DPW and the long hours they put in on nights where most of us are in bed. They're out working the streets, keeping all of us safe, and it's great that the Colts partner with the city to recognize the hard work of the men and women of DPW.
Well, the Colts also made deliveries today to an IFD station, Indigo headquarters, and IMPD North District. It's all a way to saying thanks to Colts fans and the others who have contributed to the season and the city this year. Blue Friday.
And guess what? They will not need to lower the plows for at least a week.
Yeah.
And it looks like even
all
into
clear, right?
Early 2020. You ready to go through the car wash?
Let's do it.
Lots of people have been doing that, and oh yeah. The wheel bright's coming here in a second, and then the high heat. So just stay,
and the wax.
Just stay where you're seated. But your biggest challenge, I guess, once you get your car spotless, is to not drive through some of the puddles where we do have some of the melted
That'll kick up the dirt right away.
But we are not anticipating any rain, any snow in the forecast, and so a little more sunshine on the way as we go through the next several days, and we are back out on the street. Wait. You'll see it turn green, and that's when you can go out. Almost. All right. Dry. Not just tomorrow, Sunday and Monday, but dry through the 7-day forecast. I'd say a week from today is our next chance for showers. It's just a 20% chance, and it looks like rain would be the form of precipitation. Bedford, well done, 44. It's 46 right now in Sullivan. No snow on the ground, more warmth. Where you have snow right along Interstate 70, that's still holding back our temperatures, but we're making progress. We're above freezing, and we're working on the snow cover. It was 7.6 inches that we had last week, and that sets the stage. Was it last week? It was recently. I've already lost track of the exact date, but that 7.6 inches of snow slowly being reduced. There's your wind. It's light, and I think anytime you get some sunshine, temperatures around 40 with the light wind, it feels so much warmer than it really is because everything is relative. When we were in the single digits just the other morning, now it's a whole lot better. Say hello to Skeeter. It may take you a second to find him. He's there on the fireplace.
I see him.
Then he's got all of the nutcrackers behind him. He's not.
Yes.
He's not intimidated.
No, I think they're friends.
And he doesn't.
All of them.
Yep, they must be because they're still standing. So he'd knock them over, I guess, at some point. So Judy Carboni sending in that picture. Thank you. Temperatures, they're in the low 30s through the evening hours. Temperature doesn't change a whole lot when we have the cloud cover. You can send your dog's picture to me at kevin.gregory@wrtv.com. Love this. 38 your average high. We're above the bar for the rest of the 7-day forecast. And really the only argument really is how mild will we get. That's all determined by the amount of snow cover that continues to melt. Less snow, more warmth. 40 tomorrow. Some patchy fog around early. Sunday 42 for the afternoon high with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. At noon tomorrow, we'll be at 36. Afternoon high temperature right at 40. The wind will be light out of the south at about 5 miles per hour, so that's a good direction to grab hold of some of that warmer air. What it does is it brings it over the cold snowpack in the ground, and that creates some clouds and fog at times. Temperatures around 40 anywhere in central Indiana Saturday. Sunday, not much different. May see some patchy fog first thing in the morning. Let's add a degree or two to the afternoon high. We'll come up with 42. And temperatures around central Indiana all in the low to mid 40s as we go through early next week. Christmas Eve day 45, and on Christmas Day itself 47, both dry. And in the Midwest, if you're traveling, you've had no issues really to worry about, or if you have family coming to you. 7-day forecast, temperatures 40 or above all 7 days. Most mornings will be in the 30s once we get to Monday morning and beyond. That is a pretty nice winter-like forecast because winter arrives officially tomorrow.
Yeah, it's coming. Yep. Not too shabby. Thanks, Kevin, for that. Still ahead here, making a public renewal of their commitment to each other. This isn't what this Greenwood couple expected to do just yet when they first said I do, but life dealt them a devastating blow. How this dream day was made possible.
Ends Monday at Ashley Home Store.
When Chris and Vanessa Blake exchanged vows at a courthouse in 2011, they made another vow to have what she called a real wedding on their 10th anniversary and renew their vows. And that vow renewal took place today in front of family and friends at the Indianapolis Arts Garden. But it happened a little sooner than the Greenwood couple expected. Vanessa was diagnosed with ALS last year. She and Chris decided now was the perfect time to gather and celebrate with those who have stood by them on this tough journey. And with the help of a national nonprofit called Wish Upon a Wedding, it was a dream come true.
When I got sick, we found out our timeline was being pushed forward. And we ran up against having to buy things we need with the money we had saved or pay for a wedding. And we made the responsible choice at kind of the heartbreak of losing what we wanted. And then we found Wish Upon a Wedding, and they made it to where we got both.
I love hearing these stories. I love learning about these people. But really, I love seeing the generosity of so many people. All the wish granters that are coming together for this today are donating so much of their time and their talents and their resources. And it's amazing to watch people come together for the good of someone else who they have never met.
What made today even more special is that their daughter, Gracelyn, got to witness the big event and serve as the flower girl there. You see it there on the left. All new at 6 p.m., kids with anxiety and panic over their parents having to work too hard to afford Christmas presents. How one local school is trying to take the pressure off of those children and make sure they don't go without this holiday season. And first on the Now, Indy up next, giving kids something to call their own. Why this gesture will mean so much. You're watching RTV6.